Greetings! Today we bring you the fourth episode of Townhill Trains. Today we will start putting the modules onto the support frame. As I do not have video footage of the modules as they were built, that is as far as they are built, I will show you a detailed video going around the module, pointing out different points of interest. Today we will start with module 4, having a good look at it, taking videos going around it from top to bottom, left to right, back to front, and then showing it in its final position on the platform. We are now looking at the top of module 4, which represents the mountain which separates the town of Maritzburg from the valley beyond. And at the top of that mountain was the village of Hilton with Hilton Railway Station. And coming up this steep valley from the town of Maritzburg was the National Road, which goes between Durban and Johannesburg. So going through Hilton, we have the 1883 railway line, and going over the hill and down to Sadara over here, and then the 1916 deviation coming up and climbing around this massive spur with two tunnels coming out just on the other side of Hilton and coming down to Sadara. Now going to the actual building of the module, this mountain's top has been built with ribs, which is covered by an aluminium insect screening gauze, and on top of that was paper towel and wood glue to form the basis, which means that underneath this it is absolutely hollow. One might ask, why must it be hollow? Well, I'll show you in a moment. But meantime, because it's hollow, going through the tunnels, and there is the lid on the tunnel, we have both sides on the in the tunnels, there and on that side. So should a train derail, it cannot fall into the void underneath the mountain. Naturally, this cover will have a suitable handle on it that one can open should there be a derailment in the tunnel. Hilton Station is built as a module of its own, or one might call it a submodule, which is attached to module 4 with screws. It was built separately and it's been attached. The building of the Hilton Station, which is a replica of the original station, which still stands today, will be an episode of its own. And of course, approaching Sadara Station, which will be here, is the main line, double main line, coming out of the tunnels over here. And although not on this actual hillside, just on the other side of the valley, of the mountain and the valley, is a big dam, which will be represented here, with a river going down into the valley below. The method of doing this cover is covered by the gentlemen from Markland, who have spent several episodes taking you step by step through this particular process. Of course, the surface will be softened by using batting. That's the stuff they use to put in pillowcases, and there is already some bits of batting filling in a few hollows which have arisen. But eventually it will have a complete layer over the top, and it will look very gentle, smooth, with no rough edges. We will now put the module flat from its tilted position, and we will look at the sides and the back of the module. And one last thing, if we come back to the front of the module, we will see over here is a hole in a flat side. This flat side forms part of the hole in the middle of the layout. That hole allows one to insert various items into that space under the mountain for storage. From overlooking Hilton Station, we now come down to the left side of the module, which is close to the center of the layout along the back area and behind the hole in the middle. And here we come down to the side. Over here we see the dog leg starting there, going in there, there, to the entrance to that tunnel. Then it comes sharply back and carries on round this way. Of course, that bit there being where the railway line from the tunnel crosses over to the module on the left. And if you look very carefully, you will see in this void under the mountain is railway lines. I don't know if this will be the final positions, but that will be the place for parking trains that are not running on the layout, enabling one to run a variety of trains over different time periods. So as we're looking at it now, where the pointer is the right back corner of the layout. And moving along to the left at the back, roughly at the middle of the layout, is Hilton Station. Over here we have the National Road climbing up the steep valley over the top of the mountain. And here we have this 1916 deviation, climbing up around this massive spur on Town Hill, with the first tunnel in the background and the second tunnel right there. Over here we have the twin tracks coming out, the twin tunnel, which has travelled from the left hand side of the layout all the way under the mountain and coming out here, still climbing up to Sedora Station. At the back we have the 1883 line coming from Hilton Station, which has been joined by the 1916 deviation, which we can't see at this place. And here it comes round down the hill to Sedora. Over here the rock faces made with plaster in moulds is quite clearly visible. It's yet to be painted, and that will be the dam referred to previously. And this little bit here is a road cutting up through a mountain peak from Sedora Station over here. And now looking at the right side of Module 4, with a handheld cell phone, taking at a much lower angle, We will now move closer and have a look at what's going on underneath the mountain. There we see the track coming in from the spiral, coming along towards the back and turning inwards to travel along the back from right to left, right through underneath the mountain to the end of this module. Standing behind the layout with the right back corner to the left of this image, we see the railway tracks coming along underneath the mountain, 7 of them going through the hollow mountain to the end of the module. Again, starting at the right back corner, we're moving towards the left of the layout at a slightly higher level, and here we can see the tunnel entrance in the middle of the image, and here is the tunnel track moving along under Hilton Station but above the baseboard, travelling right through to join up with the next module to carry on to the other side of the mountain. Now panning across the back of Hilton Station, we see the 1916 track coming out of the Hilton Tunnel and joining the track on the way to Sedora. With the module in its final place, one can see how much it overhangs the support frame. It's about 1 foot, which is 30 centimeters. And if we move along the module a little bit further back, we'll see that white plate, which fastens the module to the support frame. And now with the module fastened to the support frame, we are looking at the left end of the module, the left-hand side. And right in the middle of here we can see a bolt sticking out, which will attach it to the next module. And on the other side, there's another bolt sticking out just by the letter P of top, also to attach to the next module. Well, here I am standing next to module 4. We do hope that you found this informative, and we hope that you liked it. And if you did, please press the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. And remember that little bell there. If you ring that bell, you will get a notification when the next video comes out. Until next time, happy modeling.